Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of SNL, Saturday Night Library Trivia. This series was created by Carrie and Amber from the Pal Branch. I'm your host, Mandy, also from the Pal Branch. Today we also have special guest from the Pal Branch, Hillary.
Hello!
Here are the rules. Today there are 3 rounds of trivia. Grab a piece of paper and a pen if you want. Feel free to pause this video at any time. Don't cheat, and there is no prize because it's the internet. Today's theme is Netflix. Round 1 is general Netflix. Round 2 is Schitt's Creek. And round 3 is Netflix True Crime. So, if you do not have Netflix and you don't want to pay for Netflix, the library offers a free service called Canopy, which is very similar. You sign in with your library card. It is free to use, and you can stream all kinds of good movies, TV shows, all kinds of content. If you are interested in Canopy, you can go to wherever you download your apps or go to our website for more information. That is delawarelibrary.org. Okay, get ready! Round 1, General Netflix. Question 1. When did Netflix start streaming online? Question 2. When was Netflix originally created as a mail DVD service? Also, give yourself 1 point right now if you ever got the DVDs in the mail Netflix. I definitely did. I think I got my first apartment in 2005. I think I got it like the next year or something like that. You guys remember you had to send back the DVD before you could get another one and you had to wait for the mail? It was crazy. Question 3. How many countries is Netflix available in? Question 4. What was the most watched season debut on Netflix? Question 5. Which phrase got its own Wikipedia page thanks to Netflix? Question 6. Which one of the following series was not part of the first Netflix original series programming? A. House of Cards, B. Sons of Anarchy, C. Hemlock Grove, D. Arrested Development, or E. Orange is the New Black? Question 7. What was the name of the first Netflix original feature film? Question 8. What was Netflix originally called? A. Fibble, B. Kibble, C. Mibble. Kibble is not a clue here necessarily. The other 2 are just not real words, so I could not find a GIF that had those other 2. This was, I think, the name they used when they were in production for Netflix, so not that they were ever going to call it this. This is just what they were calling it before they thought of Netflix. Question 9. What year did Netflix first launch in the UK? Computer says now. A. 2008, B. 2010, C. 2012. Question 10. Ooh, I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong. Bridgerton and Dairy Girls are 2 series you can stream on Netflix. Name the actress who plays a key role in both series. Her name I am going to probably mispronounce. Question 11. True or false, Better Call Saul is classed as a Netflix original? Question 12. Name this show from the description. A terminally ill chemistry teacher teams up with former student to manufacture crystal meth to secure his family's future. That's maybe a little bit too perky for saying the word crystal, or the phrase crystal meth. To manufacture crystal meth. Not that perky. Question 13, same idea. A privileged New Yorker ends up in a women's prison when a past crime catches up with her in this Emmy-winning series. Question 14. When a young boy vanishes a small town and uncovers a mystery involving secret experiments, terrifying supernatural forces, and one strange little girl. Everybody loves this show, but I love this show too. If you know what this is, you probably just saw the teaser for, what are we on, season 4? 4 or 5? Question 15. Set in 1960s New York City, this award-winning series takes a peek inside an ad agency during an era when the cutthroat business had a glamorous lure. Question 16. In this updated take on Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's beloved mystery tale, the eccentric sleuth prowls the streets of modern London in search of clues. Question 17. Fiercely independent single mom Lorelai raises gifted Ivy League-bound daughter Rory amid a continual stream of quick-witted repartee. Question 18. After a teenage girl's perplexing suicide, a classmate receives a series of tapes that unravel the mystery of her tragic choice. This is also a very popular book. Question 19. After vowing to remain chaste until marriage, Jane, I'm not going to pronounce that right, Jane Villanueva learns she's pregnant due to a medical slip-up and has to rethink her future. Probably Villanueva, right? I obviously don't know what this series is. I'm like, I don't know. And question 20. Mild-mannered man works for the police department as a blood spatter analysis, but moonlights as a murderer who only targets other killers. I know this one.
All right, everyone, it is time for the Schitt's Creek round of trivia. And that is the only time that I will get to say that during this trivia. All right, question 1. Why did Johnny originally purchase the town? Question 2. What does the sign that Roland adds to the town say? A very inappropriate, very funny sign. Question 3. What is the name of the winery Moira makes the commercial for? Question 4. What recipe are Moira and David trying to make when they have to fold in the cheese? David, just fold in the cheese. Probably one of my favorite scenes in the entire show. Question 5. What gift does Mutt surprise Alexis with? Question 6. When do Patrick and David first meet? Question 7. When the Roses move to the motel, why doesn't David want to sleep in the bed next to the window? Question 8. What is the name of the shop that David opens? Question 9. What are the names that are actually written on Alexis and David's cake? Question number 10. What is not a lyric from A Little Bit Alexis? Is it A, I'm a cute huge yacht? Is it B, I'm a Maserati? C, I'm a little bit single? Or D, I'm a Prada handbag? Question 11. Fill in the blank. David, stop acting like a disgruntled... Question 12. What is the name of the town's resident veterinarian and occasional doctor for humans? He is the sweetest. I absolutely adored him. All of the characters are wonderful, first off. Question 13. The town has its own a cappella group. What is it called? Question 14. Moira Rose has a large collection of head coverings that are used to accent her over-the-top outfits. What does she collect? All of her outfits are on point always. They're all wonderful. Question 15. What is the name of the soap opera on which Moira Rose got her big break as an actress? Question 16. The citizens of town can often be seen holding gigantic menus at a restaurant. What is the name of the restaurant? I think it's also like the only restaurant in town. So if you're not eating it there, you're eating at home and trying to fold in the cheese. Question 17. What is the line that Alexis frequently says to her brother, David? Question 18. After David runs away at the end of season 1, where does his family find him? And that picture is a wonderful hint because that's such a great picture. That's where they find him, but where do they find him? Question 19. What do Johnny and Stevie rename the motel after they go into business together? And question 20. What's the name of Moira's movie?
All right, round 3, true crime. So what I'm going to do is show you the image, the Netflix image for Netflix true crime. It doesn't have to be made by them, but stuff that has been or is currently on Netflix. If you can guess the name of the show or movie, 1 point. But I realize that a lot of these titles are really similar, so if you can describe what happened in the true crime, that's 2 points. So if you can describe what happened, 1 point. If you know the actual title or close to it, 2 points. Obviously, parental guidance suggested on all of these. True crime is crazy, especially on Netflix. So, all right, here we go. Question 1. I almost did not make it through this series. One of my Carrie, who co-creates the trivia, said exactly the same thing. This was a tough one. This was a hard one. Question 2. So this is kind of, I think, new series on Netflix, and most of the title covers most of that, the picture from Netflix. So the guy on the left was all over this documentary. Very noticeable. That is not Churchill. That's a modern guy. I mean, you can see, if you want a clue, you can see there's some kind of an explosive apparently being used in this one. It was good. It was a good one. Question 3. This one was crazy! True crime doesn't mean necessarily a murder occurred in each of these. This could be a documentary about some other type of crime, and in this case, that is the case. It's some other type of crime. Crazy! This was crazy! These are all insane, but my sister and I are definitely big fans of Netflix true crime, so I showed her this before I recorded, and she was like, saw that one, didn't see this one. So you guys, if you guys like true crime, you might get some new titles off this, because this was one she hadn't seen. Crazy! Ah! Okay, question 4, I will give you a clue. This is, because again, the title took up most of this, the screen. I think there's 2 seasons of this, and it is based on a remake of a show that was on in like the 80s, 90s. So this is a remake. And you can tell it's a 2-word title because I smeared both. But sorry, the picture isn't very obvious. I'll give you another clue. This isn't that Waco biopic. It kind of looks like the cover of that. It's not. That was good too, though. Question 5. Crazy! These are all, I mean, yeah, yeah. This one was like aggravating too. We're just like, oh, dude. Question 6. Gross. Ew. This is one where the title is like, it's kind of long, and I called it something else in my head when I was making this, and then found the real title. So if you watched it, you know what it is. Give it a good guess. Bah, I don't like that guy. Oh, this one was crazy. I don't think these are all crazy. Question 7. Ah! Some of these were the flavor of the week for a hot second. Like this one's a little older. I also almost put Tiger King on this list just to, but I couldn't tell if that was a true crime or not. I mean, I think it is, but yeah, this was like flavor of the week before Tiger King sometime. Question 8. This one, it was hard to get through too. Like, there's a point where you realize what happened and are like, okay, that's where we're going here. Yeah, this one was sad. This one was hard to watch. Question 9. This one's sad too. It was good, but it's so sad. Question 10. This one's famous. This one's real famous. I remember this being one of those Netflix ones where you would come into work the next day and be like, what episode are you on? Like, because you didn't want to spoil anything. It's like, all right, well, what episode are you on right now? And then we can talk about the episode we've both seen. Question 11. This one is not as well known, I don't think, but this was one that I kind of added in case somebody was looking for a new true crime thing to watch on Netflix. This is a crazy story. Kind of went viral a couple years ago, like the story itself. Question 12. Same with this one. Maybe not as well known, and I think people might not think of this as true crime, but it definitely was. Oh, this was crazy. Question 13. This is not the poster. It just reminded me way more of this true crime than the poster did. So, this one was good. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm gonna stop saying crazy now, but it really was. Such, like, a coincidental story. It's good. Yeah, question 14. This one was terrifying. Ah. Question 15. So same thing. This is a really good one. This poster, I felt like didn't really remind me enough of the series. So those are the guys that were kind of involved. This is also a book, and I want to read it. It's on my list. Yeah, question 16. There may not even be a crime in this, but it was crazy. So I said I would stop saying crazy, sorry. A crime may not have been committed here, but this is like the newer one that I remember everybody saying. Like, did you see it? Did you see it? I knew about this already because, without giving anything away, there was an investigation discovery show about this location that was like a limited series, so I already knew this story a little bit, but they had some pretty good, compelling new evidence for the Netflix series. It was good. That was a good one. Terrifying. I can't even look at that elevator anymore. We're going to the next slide because I can't look at that elevator anymore. 17. Okay, I'll give you a clue because the same thing. This poster doesn't do a great job of showing this series. It is about a missing child. That's the only clue I'm doing. I was going to add, but if I'd added a picture of the child, I think everybody would have known who it was. Yeah. I'm going to have to be careful when I'm doing the answers for these not to do spoilers in case people haven't seen these series too, so sorry. I will try to be careful. Question 18. My husband and I are so obsessed with this case. So upset. Like checking for updates. Owls, you guys. The owls did it. Oh yeah, when we get to what this is called, do not look up those crime scene photos. It's bad. This is a rough one. I don't want to give anything away. I said I wouldn't do spoilers, but there's an update in this case. Based on, I think the left picture was an earlier documentary about this case, and the right one is the update on Netflix. But, yeah, there is something on Netflix about this. Oh, question 19. I did not finish this series. For the reason maybe you would expect, but we'll talk about it in the answers. Ooh, that's a rough one. That's a rough one. And question 20. Same thing. This case was on another, like a Forensic Files or one of those shows. So I knew about this case, but Netflix has a deeper dive. It's so scary. All right, time for some answers. Round 1, general Netflix. Question 1, when did Netflix start streaming online? Answer, 2007. Question 2, when was Netflix originally created as a mail DVD service? 1998. So I had it mid-2000s, and I think they phased out the DVDs altogether. You might still be able to get new run DVDs from Netflix. I'm not sure. Put it in the comments if you can still get DVDs. How many countries is Netflix available in? 190. The content also varies by country sometimes. What is the most watched season debut? It was Stranger Things Season 3. Netflix does not always release their viewing statistics. Some of that they keep kind of close to the vest, but they said 64 million people tuned in within 4 weeks of the season becoming available on streaming. And the trailer for Season 4/5, I can't remember which one, just dropped. Which phrase got its own Wikipedia page thanks to Netflix? It is Netflix and chill. Which of the following series was not part of the first Netflix original series programming? Sons of Anarchy. I think I say anarchy weird. Anarchy. I don't know. Say it however you want. I don't care. Name of the first Netflix original feature film, Beasts of No Nation, which I have never heard of. Netflix was originally called Kibble because co-founders Mark Randolph told Fortune that the streaming service was originally called Kibble, although the name was simply a placeholder. It referred to the idea that a product isn't a success unless the dogs eat the dog food, as he phrased it, which seems kind of rude, but whatever, I'm eating the dog food. They're cranking out. What year did Netflix first launch in the UK? 2012, which kind of surprised me. Bridgerton and Dairy Girls are two series on Netflix. Named the actress who plays a key role in both. Nicola Coughlan, I'm guessing? Coughlan? True or false? Better Call Saul is classed as a Netflix original. That is true. Alright, terminally ill chemistry teacher makes crystal meth is Breaking Bad, obviously. That's related, obviously, to Better Call Saul, too. Privileged New Yorker ends up in prison is Orange is the New Black. Young Boy Bitch is obviously Stranger Things. Really good. I really like that one. I've cosplayed it. Mad Men is set in the 60s and is an ad agency. Sherlock, obviously, BBC Sherlock, but I heard they just took it off Netflix, actually, but it had been on Netflix for like a minute. Oh, Gilmore Girls. Okay. I have not seen that show. That's obviously Teenage Pretty Suicide is 13 Reasons Why, which is also a very popular teen book. Oh, Jane the Virgin. I have not heard of that, and I don't know. And 20 is Dexter, obviously.
All right, friends, it is time for our answers for Schitt's Creek. All right, question 1. Why did Johnny purchase the town? It was a joke on David. A very funny joke, I might add. Question 2. The sign that Roland adds says, "Don't worry, it's his sister." Which does not make the sign better, if we're being totally honest. Question 3. It is Herb Ertlinger Winery, which is hard to say. Especially when you're like Moira and get a little tipsy during the commercial. Question 4, they are trying to make enchiladas. Alexis, creamy. Question 5, Mutt buys her a bike, which she doesn't know how to ride, so that makes it a little bit difficult. Question 6, they first meet when David files his incorporation papers for the store. Question 7, David doesn't want to sleep in the bed next to the window because he doesn't want to get murdered first. What a loving family. Question 8, the name of the store is Rose Apothecary. Question 9, the name on the cake is Alex and David. And what's fun is that it was David's birthday and Alexis's graduation, so that made it even more funny. Happy day, Alex and David. No, Alex and Davis. That was my bad. All right. The lyric that is not from A Little Bit Alexis is I'm a Maserati. La 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 la. A Little Bit Alexis. Question 11. Stop acting like a disgruntled pelican. What a great line. I incorporate that in my everyday vocabulary and phrases. Question 12. Ted is the resident veterinarian, and what a wonderful guy he is. Question 13. It's the Jazzy Gals. I'm always amazed that the town has that many women that are that good at singing, because it's such a small town. Question 14. Moira has a large collection of wigs, and they are all named something different. Question 15. The soap opera is Sunrise Bay. Question 16. The restaurant is Café Tropical. I'm always interested to see what type of food that they have there. I know they've got weird mozzarella sticks. They just have a lot of different types of food. Question 17. Ew, David! What a great line. I've seen people wear that on shirts, and it always makes me laugh. Question 18. David's family finds him on an Amish farm, and as you can see, that family is clearly tired of having him there. Question 19. They renamed the motel the Rosebud Motel, which is a combination of Johnny and Stevie's last names. And question 20, the name of Moira's movie is The Crows Have Eyes 3, The Crowaning.
All right, Netflix true crime, and I'm going to try not to do any spoilers. Question one is don't bleep with cats. This is basically a series about a guy. It was terrible. Don't watch it. Awful. A guy posted a video of himself killing a cat on the internet, and the internet sets out to find this dude and get him charged. So redemptive for a second, I guess, but man, hard to watch. 2, this is called Murder Among the Mormons and is about a bombing in Utah, I think in the 70s or 80s. Really good. That's a new limited series on Netflix. That guy, that guy's crazy. 3, this is called How to Fix a Drug Scandal, and it was really good. It's basically 2 women at 2 different drug labs that are testing for criminal cases become addicted to one of the drugs they're testing, get caught, and then they have to figure out if any of the cases that they had testified for were going to actually stand up in court. It was good. It was crazy. Unsolved Mysteries is back, and it's so good. If you guys are watching the new Unsolved Mysteries, there's been a development in the case of the African-American teen who was killed at a party somewhere in Kansas, way out in the middle of nowhere. So if you're fans, if you remember that case, check it out. I think there was also an update in the case of the guy, I think it was in Philadelphia, who they found had jumped off a building and went through a roof and I think there was an update on that case too, which was also crazy. Yeah, Unsolved Mysteries has always been a good show, but I really like the new ones on Netflix. I like better than the old ones. My husband disagrees, but I like the new ones. Confession Killer. This is about a guy who confesses to a ton of murders in the 70s, 80s, in I think Texas. And then it turns out he was legitimately a murderer, but had maybe, I don't want to spoil too much, but maybe he hadn't done as many as he said he'd done. Really interesting, crazy. I'm going to stop saying crazy. Sorry. Hard to watch in a way because you just get so mad at this guy. You're like, stop. Okay. This one's called Conversations with a Killer: The Ted Bundy Tapes. If you said Ted Bundy tapes, I'll count it. If you said that one where they do interviews with Ted Bundy, 1 point. If you said something like Ted Bundy tapes, 2 points. Gross. 7 is Wild Wild Country. This is about a spiritual organization / cult who made their headquarters out in the West, and the town that then has to put up with it, and then all the inner workings of this organization. Super interesting, super weird. It was a good one. We got kind of obsessed with this one. 8 is American Murder: The Family Next Door. If you said American Murder, I'll count it. Hard to watch. This one's really, really sad. It's about a wife and those 2 kids that disappear, and then what happens to them. I don't want to give anything away. If you haven't seen it and you have a strong stomach, it was good. It was just really, really sad. Really, really, really sad. Oh, 9's The Keepers. This is sad too. It's about this nun who was actually really nice in an era when a lot of especially nuns that ran schools had a reputation for being kind of strict. She was the nice one, and then she's murdered, and her students who remembered her so fondly try to figure out who the killer was. So sad. She was so pretty. Making Murder, obviously. This was the one that's did you see season 2? Did you see season 2? Yeah, if you haven't watched this on Netflix, you probably should. I mean, kids don't watch it, but you probably should. If you like true crime, watch it for sure. It was crazy. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to stop saying that. It was really good and wild. I'm going to say wild now. Okay, so this one's a little bit lesser known. Murder to Mercy, the Centoya Brown story. So basically, it's about a girl who had a really sad past. She had been, her mom drank when she was pregnant, so there's a question here about how able to stand trial she was, IQ-wise, or, what her function level was for that. And then she becomes sexually trafficked at age 12, really, really, really young. Her mom leaves. And then she is charged with a murder at age 15, tried as an adult, given life in prison. And then there's this sweep of celebrities, especially, who were like, she needs a new trial, like she might not have been fit to stand trial, she was 15, like her past was so bad. So it's kind of about her story, about what happened in that murder, but then also what happened after the fact. So if you have not seen this one and you like true crime, I recommend it. Again, it's sad, this is not a happy story, but there's some redemption in there. So yeah, it was a good one. 12, this is The Two Killings of Sam Cooke. I didn't know Sam Cooke was murdered, first of all. So if you like old music, this has got a lot of retro, like, about the 50s and 60s. There's a bunch about the civil rights movement in here. So it's not just about the crime, but it is also about the crime. It was really good. Really, really good. 13, long shot. So, guy right there, charged with a murder. And his lawyer's like, you're probably going to jail. And he was like, I didn't do this, though. And his lawyer's like, well, what did you do the day of the murder? And he was like, I went to a baseball game. And then they're trying to find the security footage to see if he can be exonerated or not. Really good. This one was one of those twist endings. Sad, too, because, well, I don't want to get too much away. It was really good. I would really, really recommend this one. This was one where I was, like, kind of jaw on the floor at the end. Killer Inside the Mind of Aaron Hernandez. If you said Aaron Hernandez anything one point, because that name is really long, this was terrifying. I never want to watch it again. 15. This is John Grisham's The Innocent Man, and it's basically about John Grisham found this case and started to research it and realized that he thought that the wrong person was charged in this murder. Really good. I want to read the book. If you haven't seen this, definitely recommend it. It was really, really good. 16, Scene of the Crime. Oh wait, how bad's my French right now? Scene of the Crime. I don't know what Desbarou of the Cecil Hotel is. Most people probably said that thing at the Cecil Hotel. So if you said that thing at the Cecil Hotel, 1 point. If you said the girl who disappeared, and then things that happened, 2 points. Yeah, the tragedy at the Cecil Hotel, maybe? I don't know. Put in the comments what Desbarou is. Or maybe I'll have time to look it up. 17 is The Disappearance of Madeleine McCann. Basically, everybody, she's a very, very famous disappearance case, but this kind of sets out, they interview her parents in this too, which was good. The staircase. So plot is, that guy is married to, he's an author, not super, best-selling author or anything, but he's got a couple books. He marries this woman who's a very high-powered executive, and she's very talented. She does IT. She's done IT for like a while too. So they have a huge, beautiful house. She has a couple kids, but then all this weird stuff starts to happen. He's been married before. Something happened. His first wife died. And then there's this tragedy, and you have to try to figure out, like, if there's a relationship there, if there's a connection there. Fully obsessed with this case. If you watched it, put it in the comments. If you watch it later and are like, I need to talk about this, ask Pal at DelawareLibrary.org. Okay, 19 is I Am a Killer. This was a hard one to watch. Basically, they interview people that have been convicted of a murder. My impression, and you watch it, and you tell me if this is your impression, this might just be my impression, was that a lot of the people that were on the show were just trying to get paroled. Like, they didn't seem legitimately sorry about what they did. Maybe I was in a cynical mood that day, though. I don't know. There was one guy that was very, like, you could tell he didn't want other people to make the mistakes that he had made in his life. And there was a woman that I believe killed an abusive partner that was just, it was sad. But everybody else, I was like, man, I don't believe that the story here. So I don't know. You watch it. You see if I'm just being cynical. It was good. It's worth watching. There were a couple of the people on that. I just had to skip the episode because I was like, man, I don't even, like, this person's not even sorry for this awful thing that happened. So I don't know. You tell me. And 20 is Evil Genius. It is. I don't just watch it. It's about a group of people, a couple people that think they're like geniuses, and they set out to do this bank heist, and it just crashes and burns, literally. Yeah, completely insane. Evil Genius. I've seen this crime on other stuff. All right, how did you guys do? If you got 0 to 20, you don't have Netflix, and that's fine. We offer Canopy for free. And if you got 20 to 40, not so chill. And if you got over 40, you probably used to have the DVD service before streaming. Thanks for playing, everybody. Join us again in a couple weeks for trivia. As always, if you have any thoughts for different themes you'd like to see on trivia, ideas for trivia, you can always email us here at PAL at askpal@delawarelibrary.org. Thanks!